of tafakkur and contemplation. It's not merely meditation, it's a completely different system but very similar. So people say, we meditate, we know how to meditate. Not this way. This is a unique way based on Sufism and this way of reality, that when they close their eyes they have to visualize their guides, trustworthy souls that are trusted by their lights, their actions, and that there's a familiarity that the student has with that soul and with that guidance, and as a result they ask to enter into the world of light, to connect with the world of light. Then they're told that with their hearing they have to listen to heavenly sounds, heavenly vibrations. Those heavenly vibrations fortify the reality of the ears, which are the door to the soul. You cannot sit to open your inner presence, for the moment you open that door demons will enter. So imagine that your physicality is surrounded by the rats of the material world, and you're trying to go through that door into the heavens, and evilness is not going to let you do that. So, okay, congratulations, open your ears, you're going. But the minute you try to open that door, every type of rat, every type of evilness is going to run through, because it's a battle zone. People think they can just sit and meditate. Say, no, peace is something you fight for. Peace is not the word that they understand. I just want peace. Well, if you live in the abode of demons, there is no peace. The only one whom achieves peace is the one whom fights his demons, and only through struggle can one achieve salams and peace. Peace is not something you just click your heels and wish for, something that you must rise and fight for. Fight within yourself, your demons, all the rats around you, and as a result they understand that they have to connect to the light, connect to their teacher, connect to that spiritual realm and ask that, I need support, and this is not something I can do by myself, I'm asking for this Divinely light. And as a result then they are told to listen to salawats, listen to praisings, listen to the Holy Qur'an, so that to fortify your hearing while you're trying to connect, but send the energies that fortify the door and make beatific lights and security on the hearing, so that not to hear the whispering of devils and allowing all their negativity to enter into the hearing. And this is the door to the soul. And as a result Allah begins to describe in Surah Al-Kahf that for these sleepers of the cave to begin to establish what they needed to establish, to surrender themselves to the Divine, their Lord sealed up their hearing. Why? Otherwise the devils would have continuously entered in and broke their ability to enter the state that God wanted them to enter. And this system is still taught till today, and this is in tariqas and Sufism called muraqabah, in which how to connect with the shaykhs through their light, through their soul, and as a result how to do your practices, how to do good, be good and act good, so that God grant you access to that light. It's a system entirely based on receiving God's grace, and it doesn't come with bad character, it doesn't come with violence, it doesn't come with every type of craziness. That's why it moves away from that type of personality. That's why the system has its own built-in safeguards. The groups that do not meditate and do not contemplate, then they are free to allow their demonic being to operate. They're not closing their eyes, they're not trying to meditate, they're not trying to connect to the world of light. So then who do they connect to? Well, every demon, every shaitan, every nafs. And Allah describes, have you seen those how they make their hawa, their desires, their lords? If you're not in a system of tafakkur and not in a system of trying to connect and not trying to take a hisab, You say, I don't need that. Well, you don't need that because something else is giving you power, something else is giving you advice, and it's not God Almighty. That's not how the system works.